P-Hat challenge number 1. What we're doing here is giving you a teaser. You can work together in groups as big as 3, alone, if you like. Extra credit, to be determined when and where and how. So you're going to go to the standard error of the proportion. You've seen this before. The standard error, you know there are about 2 standard errors, this way and that way, from the estimated proportion. It's going to give you about a 95% confidence interval if n is large. So I'll tell you a story, true story, from when you were young, when I was younger. George W. Bush, the second Bush president, he begins in office in January of 2000. He's inaugurated in January of 2001. Has not completed the first year of his presidency when 9/11 happened. September 11th, 2001, the World Trade Centers fall. The U.S. is under attack. The Pentagon is a third effort that's foiled by passengers in a third hijacked plane. After this, in the immediate aftermath, the United States is from a completely different place. Today, and later in the Bush presidency, but today with respect to the Obama presidency, the idea of uniting behind a president seems incomprehensible maybe to somebody your age. And to the extent that I have a non-traditional audience, pardon me, you know what I'm trying to impart. The feeling in the United States of sort of uniformly being on the same team, and presidential approval ratings measured in the aftermath of 9/11 went through the roof. The sort of historic progression of things right after the attacks. As soon as the administration got together and formulated its policy and understood through intelligence and background work who was responsible and to whom they were connected, the bombers, the response by the Bush administration was actually initially quite measured. It was to the leaders of Afghanistan, the ruling party of the Taliban, give us Al-Qaeda or we're going to war. 2 choices. And the Taliban chose the latter course. And the initial war in Afghanistan was almost a world war. NATO, all of our allies are participating. The sort of later, the Iraq war, that feeling, that sort of disagreement that didn't exist, not in the United States. And public opinion polls consistently showed for a period of time that President Bush was commanding a 90% approval rating. P-hat equal 0.9. Almost incomprehensible. Certainly today, we can't even imagine that. It may have even bumped a little higher than 0.9 at some point in time. So this actually has happened. 90% of Americans have expressed in the Gallup measure, do you approve or disapprove of the president? 90% in samples, fairly consistently for a period of time, expressed that they approved of the job that George Bush was doing, and this is initially. My question statistically is to take that historic result and answer this question. How large must the sample size be? How large must the sample size be given a p-hat of 0.9 for you to say with 95% confidence in frequentist terms, for you to say with 95% confidence that the president's approval rating is over 0.5. That's the challenge. First to get it gets the points. First, it won't. It's going to help you to try to get it, even if you don't get it. first. First to get it gets the points. Here are the rules. You may use Google, and therefore anything attached to Google. You know. You may not use a statistician. You can't consult a statistician outside of class. Don't ask me. I'm going to read the correct answer from the person or people who give it to me. Now, is there a trick here? Some of you are looking at this and going, "Wow, that's algebra. I may be really rusty, but if I work on my algebra a little bit, I'll be able to get it." There is, of course, a trick. So the correct answer is kind of long, sort of paragraphish, or whatever. Give this a pop. Be a good sport. Give this a shot, and see what happens.